Retardation is the reason why we have not been successful as a community. Retardation is the reason we have not been successful as a community. And watch this. I want you to look at this. Rolls-Royce Diaries. Come on. You know what we talking about. You know what we came here to do. But look at this. Retardation. The action of delaying or slowing the progress or development of something. Let's do it again. What is retardation? It has nothing to do with mental health issues, technically. Not the way as we considered it, not the way based on popular rumor, but retardation means what? There's no other alternative meanings here either. It's the action of delaying or slowing the progress or development of something. Let's think about that. Let's think about that. Retardation is the action of slowing down the progress of something. Slavery was a form of retardation because it slowed down the progress of a whole community. The white man came in and slowed down the whole progress, the whole evolution of the black community and abroad. Okay? That's a form of retardation. Slavery is about retardation, slowing down people's progress or development. But let's think about our success. When you surround yourself with people that are of no benefit to you, that's a form of retardation. When you procrastinate, that obviously causes you to slow down your development or your progress. That's a form of retardation. Being afraid to take things to the next level, knowing you're supposed to, it's a form of retardation. We're all guilty of it. We'll spend our money on all sorts of clothes and shoes and sneakers that we know is not an investment. I'm not against buying clothes or shoes or any of that. But what I am against is your stomach doesn't hurt when you buy things that don't appraise for more money. Your stomach doesn't hurt when you invest your money in things that's actually not an investment. Therefore, you're not going to get a return on it. However, when it comes time to actually invest your money, then you make up all these weird ideas and reasons. I don't know, I'm afraid, I can't afford to risk it. Did you feel like that when you bought your $40 Fit Cap? Did you feel like that when you bought a car that you didn't necessarily need to put that much money in? Why not just buy a bullshit car? A lot of you got bullshit cars that's just worth a little bit more money. You should have just bought a bullshit one, weather the storm, wait till you make a real substantial amount of money, then buy the car you really want. So a lot of us buy what we could afford, not what we need, so we can get what we want. I'm going to say it again. A lot of us buy what we can afford, not what we need, until we can get what we want. Does that make sense? Meaning you buy as much as you have. You buy what you can afford. Instead of getting exactly what you need. You need a car, you need to get on the road, you need some wheels. Get a real cheap, used, ugly car. Fuck it. Because you know where you're going one day. So why settle for less and be content with that? It's a form of retardation. So a lot of you live in lower income communities with cars that contradict the average income. And yes, I don't care if it's a Honda Civic or a Toyota. Get a cheaper car. Why not? Because if you truly are ambitious and you truly know you have a great deal of potential, a seldom majestic seen spirit that exists innately in you, then you know inevitably you will be great, and inevitably, you will be able to buy what you want one day, not what you need. Therefore, you should stop spending money on what you can afford. You did it with your home. You felt no way. They gave you a $200,000 mortgage, a $400,000 mortgage, a $700,000 mortgage. Never showed you the money. But the money became real every time you cut a piece of your check and percentage to pay off the mortgage. Only real money about your mortgage is the money that you use to make the payment. That's the only real money. When you start paying is when the money exists. That shit that they show you electronically, that's all that shit is. Ink and virtual print, that's all that is. You never asked for a refund for your student loan, nor will you get one. But you believed in it. Now you owe $60,000. Now you owe $50,000. Now you owe $100,000. Some of you even owe more than that on your student loan. And you can't even get a refund. You can't even get a refund. That's crazy. Absolutely nuts. So this is all a form of retardation. Because then when I come with the $2,000, gets you $100,000 in credit, man, that's crazy. No, it's only crazy because they don't teach it in school. It's not crazy because I'm talking about it. But when people ask for people that's wealthy to put them onto game. The retarded thing is to turn around after they put them onto game. Yo, here's the service that'll get you this access. Oh man, that sounds crazy. You want it to sound difficult. You want it to be complex. You want it to be something you don't understand, so therefore you can't do it, so therefore you can be content and satisfied with why your situation is the way it is. So yes, it's your legal right. Once you spend $2,000, you should get access to over $100,000. $2,000 is my price. I don't know what these other people use. I use the letter of the law to do what I do. Did you know something they don't teach in school? You can freeze your credit so that no debt collectors or no previous engagements or encumbrances or liens can show up on your credit report. Transparent Equifax. You could just say, hey, I need to freeze my credit. I got something going on that I need to peruse through. I need to investigate. Please freeze my credit. You can have your credit frozen if you know you have some debt coming. You always know you got some debt coming because you always know who you ain't been paying. You can freeze your credit. And if you freeze your credit, then guess what? It won't show up on your report that you owe people. Then you can rectify the matter or reconcile something with the people that you owe in enough time before the negative credit report shows up. Do you know it's worse to pay off a debt and have it show on your report that you paid it off? It's best you talk to them and say, yo, when I pay this thing off, don't tell no one I even had to pay anything off. Because it's better that there's no record of you ever owing anyone than it is to show record that you owed and you paid it off. Did you know that? They don't teach this stuff in school. They don't teach this stuff in school. Hey, you know you could avoid paying any % on your credit card. I don't care what the APR is. If you pay based on the snitch date, not based on the due date. So you got the due date and you got the billing date. That's what's crazy. So normally the due date, the billing date is normally 3 to 5 days after the due date that most of you guys try to pay on, or most of you guys attempt to pay on. There's 2 dates. One is the date that they tell you you need to pay. The other is the date that they actually check to see if you paid. By the time you pay on your due date, you start using your credit card again. And then you wind up owing money. And then they tell everyone, hey, you still owe money here. You think you're doing good because you're paying on the date that they told you your due date. But they never give you 2 dates. You actually have to call them and ask, okay, I know what my billing date is, right? But what's the other date where you guys report and say that I owe or don't owe? Get that date. If you pay only on that date, you can avoid paying interest on your credit cards every month. That should sound crazy though, right? Because it'll look like you didn't use it. So for the record, if you don't owe nothing, you don't pay nothing. So you can use your credit card throughout the whole goddamn month. But so long as you get it paid, not on the billing date, not on the due date that they say is due, but on that other date, you'll never have to pay interest, but you'll be able to use your credit card every month. Do they tell you that in school?